This is Henos' Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all. I'm going to talk about Floyd Mayweather. Listen, man. Floyd Mayweather made it very clear. This is why I don't understand why the media is running with this thing about Floyd Mayweather's coming back to boxing. Terence Crawford, because he's desperate, right? He can't find a fight. He's fighting WWE characters a la Green Mean Machine. This is what he's fighting at his truest and his most prosperous levels, right? No one wants to touch him with a 2-foot pole. Let me say it again. No one with marquee, cachet, and marketability wants to touch him with a 2-foot pole. You know why? Because he handicapped himself with Top Rank. He's getting swindled, he's getting beguiled, and he's getting betwixt by two people. Bob Arum and his manager, man. His business manager / trainer in Bomac. These two guys are using and abusing Terence Crawford. And it's sad because he's making way less than what he's supposed to. $3.5 million. Come on. I already told you at this stage of his career, he should be at $10 million plus because he was unprecedented and basically undisputed at 140. Something has to be said for that. Had he would have been under PBC's banner, he would have been making his just due. And then on top of that, calling out a Floyd Mayweather? Come on, man. This is nonsensical. This guy's been so many years removed from boxing. You're calling out an older fighter. Now, I know some people are sitting here saying, man, Floyd Mayweather will box Terence Crawford's ears off. Sadly, I don't believe that to be true because Mayweather's not the same fighter that he once was. Now, I know Nate Jones believes that to be the case, but even Nate Jones has come out and said Floyd Mayweather could still probably beat most, maybe not all of them, but now before it used to be a 90 to 10% chance, now it's a 50-50. Because even he's come to the realization of boxing mortality, which is age and attrition. You can't escape Father Time, man. Father Time is undefeated for a reason. Now, Floyd Mayweather has a business acumen like nobody's business. Because anytime his name comes up, you gotta salute to him, man. He knows how to make his name reverberate in the boxing world. No one can sell themselves the way that Floyd Mayweather can. And this makes Floyd Mayweather a rarefied company. Let me say it again. Floyd Mayweather could sell himself in a way that no other fighter can, which makes him rarefied company. But Floyd Mayweather needs to be very clear and explicit on what his comeback looks like. He said it when he was interviewed, but he hasn't made it global because he's kind of putting question marks there. I know what it is. It's for him to come back and fight $10 to $30 million exhibition fights. That's what Floyd Mayweather is doing. He's not coming back to boxing. He's going to continue to give you the same thing that he's been giving you in those Japan exhibition fights. That's what he's going to fight because that's what he's able to fight at this stage of his career. He's a few steps too slow, man. And I'm one of the biggest Mayweather fans there is, but I can tell you, this is not the same Floyd Mayweather. See, one thing that Henos' Sport is able to do that others can't is I know when the writing is on the wall. I knew when the writing was on the wall with Michael Jordan. I knew when the writing was on the wall with Kobe Bryant. I will know when the writing is on the wall with Tom Brady. I knew when the writing was on the wall, you know what I'm saying, with Tiger Woods. I knew when the writing was on the wall with Floyd Mayweather. Because at that level, you understand that even if those guys are regressing, there's a certain level that if they regress to, there's no coming back. Because that level is such a special level. Let me say it again. You know that guys that operate at that level, there's such a level that if they regress to a certain level, there's no coming back. When Deontay Wilder regresses to that level, I will be the first one to tell you guys. Nah, it's done for him. When Earl Spence regresses to that level, I will tell you that. Because I will know what that level looks like. So I'm trying to tell you guys, Floyd Mayweather is not the same fighter he once was. Now I need to get that pipe dream out of y'all heads, man. Because he knows his sport. Even though he rocks with somebody. Even though he knows his sport can be biased, he knows his sports can be balanced. Let me say it again. Even though he knows his sport can be biased, he knows his sport can be balanced because he knows his sport can not only be a cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth teller and address the elephant in the room, but he knows his sport can also be honest and critical when he needs to be. And this is my honest critique of Floyd Mayweather for the fighter that I know him to be, the TBE that I know him to be. He's not the same fighter he once was. And y'all need to get that out your heads. So, yes, at this stage, if Terence Crawford fights him, Terence Crawford will be here. Not definitively, not easy. Terence Crawford will struggle in that fight because an old Floyd Mayweather will still push his ass like nobody's business. But he'll win that fight because you know why? He has one thing on his side. Father Time. Let me say it again. He has one thing on his side, and that's Father Time. It's not boxing ability. It's none of that, because we're talking about the great Floyd Mayweather here. We're talking about Father Time. He's going to be able to outlast Floyd Mayweather and out-stamina and outdo Floyd Mayweather at what they both do best, because he has the youth on his side. That's the truth of the fact of the matter. He's, 11, 12 years younger. Who wants to see that fight? But Terence Crawford's in the predicament that he's in because he re-signed with Top Rank. So that's on him. He needs to deal with that. Floyd Mayweather, on the other hand, needs to be very explicit and very open and frank about his comeback. That's what he needs to do. And the very frankness and the very openness about the comeback is saying, look, I'm here to fight $10 to $30 million, which is an impressive feat, because that's making more than 95% of the boxers in today's boxing, man. I got to admit, he's doing this to the boxing game. Let me say it again. He's doing that to the boxing game. Again, that speaks to the volume of the marketability, and it speaks to the volume of the cachet of Floyd Mayweather. The fact that he can do exhibition bouts and average anywhere between $10 to $30 million per fight. But if he's going to return, he has to return in 2020, and he has to make this a full-time gig. Because if he doesn't do that, here's the problem, folks. Herein lies the problem. Father Time will work against him, and even those exhibition bouts, he will start having problems against those fighters. Let me say it again. Even in those exhibition bouts, he will start having problems against those fighters. So this is his last window. And after that, Floyd Mayweather can't ever come back. Yeah, none of this teasing or tweetering with retirement back and forth. Listen, when the door is closed, the door is closed. Even Floyd Mayweather Sr. understood this about his son, Floyd Mayweather Jr. When the door is closed, and there's no opening it back. Because what Floyd Mayweather is struggling with is a twofold thing. He's struggling with the fact that both his popularity and both his boxing ability have waned. Let me say it again. Floyd Mayweather is struggling with the fact that both his popularity and both his boxing ability, although it's still a cut above the fray, and I'm talking about according to his standards, they have waned. And it's going to get to a point where it wanes so much so that no one's going to even care about talking about this guy. He's still marketable and he's still billable. So if you're going to come this last time, do a 3 or 4 fight deal and be done with it. Don't do this one fight and stop, because people are going to get tired of that. He needs to just do something like that, make it 3 to 4 exhibition fights, get in Mayweather shape that he can get into, and fight these exhibition bouts and get out of boxing. And when I say get out of boxing, get out of combat sport, not professional boxing, because I don't believe he can fight these top dogs for a 3 to 4 fight deal. He's too old. He's too past his prime. But exhibition bouts, yes. But the door is closing, man, because he's on the south side of Father Time as opposed to the north side. Let me say it again. He's on the extreme south side, like Fists of the South Side. If you watch Fists of the North Side, you understand why the Fists of the South Side were on the bottom feeding or the negative side of history. This is where Floyd Mayweather is at this point in his career. It's a crossroads. So he's going to have to come to the realization that if he's going to come back, he needs to come back, do a 3-4 fight deal, or just leave it alone and be done with it altogether. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.